Hello, Richard at Richard's Guitars. Oh God, what have I done? Um, I've just this is going to be two videos in one night, and it won't always be like this. The very most I'd ever do is one in a day, and and you'll be lucky. Well, you'll be lucky. I'll be lucky if I can get the time to do a couple in a week, which would be lovely if I could. If I could do a couple in every week, I'd be really pleased. No, but I'm just and sometimes you do something and you say something, and then you have to start perceiving how people see all this stuff. Um, Look, I'm happy. I'm not depressed. I've had people commenting. I've had to delete a couple of comments, and I don't normally delete comments, but so I mean, someone has just said to me that I'll people. I worry about your business because people will perceive you to be a whiner and a whinger, and I find it interesting how people perceive that to be the case. It's not whining and whinging. It's like this is my life. This is my world. If it comes across that I'm whining and whinging, I'm really sorry. It's not. It's just reflection. It's stuff. I love my business. I love my world. This is like I mean, I just want to put this in perspective that you know, I'm involved in a product that I love, and I can work around my family, my home. I don't want to go into all that. It's just a massive. I feel blessed that I am able to do what I do. So, um, I want to back it up with a video of positivity, of reflective, positive reflection. I mean, not that my last video was negative. It wasn't negative. It was just interesting. So let me tell you about Gordon Smith. I had a meeting with Doug a few days ago from Gordon Smith, the owner of Gordon Smith Guitars. He came round and we discussed naturally the whole G&L aspect, and how that will now be focusing my attention sort of beyond that kind of price point really, and just because when I'm in this world with Doug and we're just talking about these beautiful guitars and we're talking about colors and neck options and body options, I mean, it is literally, it's my world. It's just so it's creative. You can literally just keep creating new and interesting designs. So I gave him a couple of if you look at my website, you'll see the burled walnut. Now this is quite interesting because I've got one in progress for one customer, and I found two more lovely pieces of burled walnut veneer, which I gave to Doug because I literally sourced these tops myself. The veneer. Because if you can get a beautiful veneer, it's just amazing how it transforms the guitar. So maybe I'll put a link below to a burled walnut model that I got them to do for me before. So I've already got one of those pre-sold, but I think I've got two spare. So have a look at the walnut one in the link below, and if you want to bag one of those, the video that I did the other day on it was a bed. It's made out of red. It wasn't ash. It was I'm going to forget the name of it now. It's quite an exclusive wood, 100 years old, from a bed. It was passed down the family line, so it was somebody's bed. I don't know if I knew that at the time. I don't think I did. Red something the wood is. I'll give you the link to that as well, because that is the most extraordinary Telecaster. That even the thickness, it's slightly shallower because of the bed, the way it was designed. So, like, it's made from 100-year-old wood that was somebody's bed. It was generations of family have lived on top of this wood. It's like slept on it anyway. Um, it's extraordinary, and so look at the link below for that one as well, because that is extraordinary. Oh, I can't give you the link below because oh yes I can. I'll give you the link to the video because that hasn't even got onto my website, but that's sold as well through the video that I did. So a customer has bought that, but I believe I've got one more coming because there was room. I think they had enough for 3 guitars, one of which went to the man who owned the bed. The 2 others are for myself. So I've got a spare one. But more importantly, not more importantly, but that's another example of a bit of stuff, more exciting stuff that I get involved with. But for some time now, I've had G&L guitars in the pipeline coming through, which mirror, if you like, kind of popular models that I've been selling in the G&L range. So things like the Blues Boy. Sorry to bring G&L up again. It's just because it's linked. Because my work, it's like these are products I've been selling. And because of the problems I've been having with G&L, I've been wanting to develop this idea of some sort. It all interlinks, if you like. My kind of dropping of one line, or let's face it, I couldn't sell it anyway. Now I know that if they have moved on to that buying group as I suggested, well, I wouldn't have access to it anyway. The fact that I've gone through 2 years or 18 months of this pain is neither here nor there, really. But because I've been having the issues with the line, I have been wanting to focus on the G&L aspect. So I've already got coming shortly. Let me get this right, because I should have it written down. But I have bound tellies, double bound tellies. I've got semi-hollow tellies. Shouldn't say telly. I'm sorry, Fender. Just edit that. They're not tellies. How dare Fender copy the classic T? It's like, yeah, Fender, G&L don't copy the Fender either. Not G&L, Gordon Smith. Oh, I'm going to have to edit this. Okay, so let's just start again. Nobody copies anybody. Anyway, I've got classic T's in semi-hollow, got classic T's in double bands, I say. I've got humbucker P90 variations. I've got humbucker variation. So there's a whole range of different variations, various styles that will cover all bases. I love that classic T body. Let's call it classic T. I love the classic T body shape. It's just such a usable, straight ahead design. Something about it that I've always loved, and some of my best, some players that I've always loved to watch have, and aspired to have played tellies and things. So they didn't know about Gordon Smith, of course. So there we go. So that's the update on Gordon Smith. So I had a meeting with Doug, and we also got guitars in the pipeline. Now this is a really important point. Gordon Smith are currently working to a schedule. Oh goodness, Strats. They're not Strats. God, I'm not doing this again. So you're gonna have to put up with this. Classic S's. Gordon Smith have been at absolute capacity, and they've not been able to provide me. They kindly sort of asked me not to really order classic S designs, Strat style kind of designs. Because they just couldn't. The time it takes to actually shape them, because they're shaped by hand. There's no CNC tooling. But because they have now refocusing their model on how they don't want to get involved in the kind of bulk. They're not. I think they've been torn, and they were trying to produce maybe more for more shops and more people. And Doug's given me his word that their focus is absolutely on just quality. And on that basis, they are now able, and they are now in a position to produce for me the Classic S, because it takes more time to produce, but they're prepared to do it for me. I presume they do it from others as well, but I'm only interested in me. So he's promised me he'll do me Classic S's. That's really cool. Because I've had, you'll look on my website, you'll see some models I've done which I've been so pleased with, but they just couldn't do me anymore. So the Classic S is back, and the 45mm nut model, so bear that in mind as well. This is something we can do with a handmade guitar. How many of you out there do you now look at your hands? Do you have massive hands? If you have massive hands and massive fingers, more importantly, I can have you a 45mm nut guitar made, which is something else that I love to do. Just find little niches, find people I can help. Naturally, every Gordon Smith is available left-handed. So if you're left-handed, no extra charge, no extra time, any color, any spec. So if you're left-handed, big bonus for left-handed players. But also if you want a wider fretboard, that's all available to you as well. So you don't have to stick with normal convention of electric guitar, 45mm nut for people with big working, I call them working hands, like my dad. My dad has working hands. I have little office hands. No, I have big long fingers, but office fingers. So they don't spread out at the ends. If you're spread out at the ends, you don't have to put up with a regular electric guitar neck. A 45mm nut can be provided for you. So yeah, that was an incredible meeting, and it was just nothing but positivity. You know, I've had meetings all week this week, all about product development and different things I'm doing. I'll also be talking to you a bit later on, not tonight, I don't want to go to bed, about stuff like Lakewood guitars, which I've been behind the scenes doing stuff. Also, I won't go into more details. There you go. That's the Gordon Smith update that I really should have brought you, and for some reason it got overshadowed, I suppose, by other stuff that I decided to talk to you about. So hopefully my thumbnail will look like I'm smiling, because that's the way I feel. Okay, bye.